For today's DIY, we are going to be painting these Christmas trees in preparation for Debbie coming. We're going to be teaching a class, and I wanted something that the people in the class could make and take.
So these are going to be prototypes. They might change a little bit, but we will be selling these on the website. But if you come to the class, it's going to be awesome because you get a lot of hands-on.
We'll get the event link out to you guys as soon as I get it up. It'll probably be in community. If you're coming to our open house, we'd love to have you in our class. So I'm painting mine in black because I'm going to make it look almost like a chalkboard. And Zeb is painting his in aviary. Oh, there goes the clock.
Clock's working. It got painted, still working.
Gotta get sealed today. I'm getting black paint everywhere. I am a hot mess.
So like I said, these are prototypes. The dimension on these might change a little bit.
So I'm using beadboard by DIY Paint. Zeb is using old school, and he's also going to use a little bit of beadboard to frost the tips of his tree. I kind of want mine to look like a chalkboard, so I'm using the reindeer feed stencil. It looks like a reindeer feed grain sack.
So I've got the Noel one. I'm going to just kind of center it as best I can, and what goes off the tree will be all right.
I'm using the new Jami Ray Vintage stencil brush. You can pick those up at jamirayvintage.com. They come in 4 different sizes. And Zeb is using the Paint Pixie Little T. Paint Pixie also makes my brushes, so they're amazing quality, and I'm super excited that they're available. You want to make sure you get most of that paint off so you don't get any smudging under the edge of your stencil, and you can tape them on if you want to. I'm lazy, I like to hold mine.
Smudging.
Smudging, I don't know what the word is when it smudges out the bottom. And I did not offload very well. So mine's probably smudging right now. Okay, you ready? Ta-da!
You went over a little bit.
I smudged. It's okay, we're gonna distress it, it'll be fine. This is the snowflake from the mini pack. Comes with 8 different designs, and I'm just gonna add some snowflakes to mine.
There is the Noel one.
Did you smudge?
No.
That's what happens when you properly offload your paint.
So the reason I left this big foot down on here, or base, or whatever you want to call it, is I wanted to be able to glue it so that it could be freestanding, or you can hang them on the wall, or lean them up against something. But this foot is large enough that I can glue and nail this in. So that is what I'm going to do next. I think I'm going to use some old and gray down on this board first, though.
Were you going to wipe the tips on that?
Yeah, I will. I'm just showing them.
Okay.
Alright, so I'm applying some old and gray on the base, and then I'll wipe that back, and hopefully that cedar will have a nice aged look down in the cracks.
And what I'm doing is fixing up my mess where I went over the edge of the stencils. Now, I did have some smudging where the paint went out underneath my stencil because I did not get as dry of a brush as Zeb. However, this is going to get sanded, and when I sand this, it'll be fine. You could take, though, and just like clean up your lines with a brush, too, if you really cared. Or you could just be neat in the first place.
Well, see, here's the thing. We know how to fix the problems because we're real good at messing up.
Yeah, I feel like, and then people are really like, oh, Jami did it and it looked that good, then anybody can do it because I'm not good at it. At least I got the weird smudges like from the edge of the stencil. That's why if you tape it, it's good. The only thing about taping it though, is that if you tape it right away, sometimes it'll peel the paint up anyways.
Yeah, this paint's really fresh and hasn't been sealed yet.
Yeah, wait a day and then tape it.
Okay, I'm gonna let this dry, and then I'm gonna glue the bottom of this and staple it to my tree. But first I gotta get some frosting on those leaves.
Do I not get a base for my tree?
No. I don't think so. Yours is like a wall leaner.
A wall leaner.
So I'm just gonna be doing a little bit of snow on the edges of these branches here. And this is the Turquoise Iris mascot brush. You can pick that up at jamirayvintage.com. I'm using DIY paint in beadboard. I'm just kind of dry brushing it on there and just getting a little bit because I want it to look like it's powdered on. We'll try this one up here first. So I'm going to soften up just some of these brush strokes that you can kind of see and soften the edges. And I think you're doing the same thing.
I'm softening my smudges. So I like to get the white all over the place because then it makes it look more like a chalkboard. Okay, so I'm just wiping off the dust. And I am loving that the black is coming through, that the white's kind of gotten all over the place. It's good.
Just gonna put a small bead of glue.
So if you order these from our website, they're not gonna come with a cedar plank, but we're just kind of giving an idea of what you can do with them. And in our class, everybody will get one. So when they take it home, it's ready to decorate.
I feel like this is the easiest route to go. So I'm gonna paint my truck red, all red. I'm gonna do little black tires, and then I'm gonna mask off the tree and just do the tree aviary.
I'm gonna be painting my tree in aviary, and Zeb is gonna do his, but he says he's masking his off. I don't know what he's masking his off with.
I'm gonna use this right here to mask.
Well, there you go. What color should my truck be?
I'm doing my truck red, so...
All right, I'm gonna need another little paintbrush then.
Are you doing yours in red
Yeah, I've
too?
decided I am. Just makes sense to me.
Carnival red.
Problem is, how do you get it in the crack here? For the make and take, we'll have to use tiny brushes. So these little trucks that we're doing are going to be free make and takes while supplies last at our grand opening. Zeb thought they would be a good idea because the Christmas trees have a bunch of void, so we normally would throw out that MDF, and so he designed them that he can cut these little Christmas tree trucks out of the void, and then we don't have any wasted MDF. If you come to the grand opening, we're not going to be sealing them because I have a feeling that this is going to be a popular station, and with the MDF you don't really need to. They'll be fine. And if anybody hand washes their ornaments, my hat goes off to them.
I decided to go with an apothecary truck because Jami went red. I think it's turning out pretty fun. You could really kind of sky's the limit with the detail you put on these.
We're going to drop a link below to the grand opening event page for the Jami Ray Vintage Lehigh store. If you're going to come, be sure to check going so that way we can plan for you. If you'd like to attend the class, we'll also include that event page. If you're interested in purchasing just the Christmas trees, we'll have those up along with the paint and products used today at jamirayvintage.com. If you like this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to Jami Ray Vintage for more
DIY.
Hit the subscribe button.